Candlepin Bowling Network. It'll be on YouTube, and it should be live now on YouTube. Heaven help me. And hello, we are live with the Candlepin Pro Series, live from Webster Timber Lanes in Abington, Massachusetts. Sorry, Kevin, I didn't tell you we were going live. My bad. Yep.
It's fine. I was prepared. You know how I am.
Excellent.
Okay.
On lane 22, Andrew Ivanoskis, house bowler here at Webster Timber Lanes. And on lane 21, Mark Smith, north of 140, or 140 exactly, I believe, in that last string, Kevin.
Yeah. Perfect half. Almost a perfect half. I let a couple pins standing, but that's nothing new for him.
Ivanoskis has the 6 to end. That's out of frame there, excuse me, and he misses it just to the right.
Mark Smith punches out 2. Leaves a cluster. Comes back. Leaves the 1, 7, and 8 with a piece of wood behind the head pin. That'll be a 9 for Andrew, and that will be a 7 for Mark Smith.
For those of you new to Candlepin Bowling, a very special welcome to you, and welcome to everyone who's watching today. Plays the same as big ball bowling, but you get 3 small balls rather than 2, and any pins dropped on the plate stay on the plate and can be used as live wood.
I'm not going to tell Paul, but take a look at what we have on lane 22.
Oh, yeah. Just the 4 pin out, don't?
Yeah. I'm not saying it. Because Paul's not with us at the moment.
We're not going to snitch.
Nope.
Good second ball for Andrew. He's got the 1-2-7.
So, I don't know if I should mention this now, but we are going to have a special guest very soon with us to promote a new business.
And many in the Candlepin community has heard about it as Ivanoskis escapes for 9. Larry Wentworth is impeccable wood crafting. I don't think, is it wood turning? No, I think it's just wood crafting, but he'll be able to get the difference for us.
Oh, yeah. I was actually talking to him most of the day yesterday, and I told him that with all you do, it might be a good idea to make like a toy candlepin game, because there's nothing out there for in that kind of realm for little kids, especially if you want to, work on some stuff, but you can work on it using your fingers rather than going to a bowling alley, if you know what I mean. But.
Right.
And that's something I would buy. As a fanatic that I am, that's something I would buy.
If you can make 10 of them, and then it'd be actually playing the wood, as it were. Of course, the pin's made of hardened plastic instead. Smith gets a 10. That's denoted by X. You see it there. So the format of this is 2 qualifying shifts across many lanes. A lot of the, actually 22 lanes, since lanes 1 and 2 are taken out here at Webster Timber Lanes, Abington. Top 24 men and the top X women. I said 3, but maybe downgrading it from there.
I think he said 6 because a lot of them have dropped out at the last minute, which is not uncommon.
Ivanoskis picks up that 2-pinner for a spare. Mark Smith just off to the left, and he'll need an out on the 3rd ball.
Mark Smith bowls out of Stars and Strikes in Maine. It's Uphouse, Maine, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He's the team captain of his mixed wills team. That we covered him so many times. It's amazing how much I can remember just by seeing him.
Andy dumps 7 on this spare.
Neither that. He had a rough first string. And a spread eagle for Mark Smith. He just went wide left. Let's see if he can make an adjustment. I mean, this is an adjustment time right now. So Mark takes out the right side. He makes the adjustment, but nothing goes.
Andrew gets the 7.
And that would be a 49. And Mark Smith with a 9. That's a 43. Very Mark Smith-like, in my opinion, but.
And now over to Chris Ryder.
He has came to almost every stop this year. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, yes, he has. He's in the Pro Series standings and everything. How it works is bowlers, all the events are open, but there's a number of bowlers. Many of them are in the Pro Series proper, which means they've paid some dues at the beginning, and then they earn Pro Series points for their high finishes, high qualifying, deep playoff runs, like the singles knockout to come, and then the top 24 of those at the end of the year advance to the playoffs. Top 8 get a first-round bye in that 2-string tournament, and then number 1 as Nichols picks up the spare. And he's still in good form after last night.
You know, I saw very, 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 very little of last night because I was going to say to you and Paul, yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. It might be a little late because I could not sleep at all last night.
And I regret my tardiness all the same. Nice 10 for Ryder on the 3-1 split.
So off camera, Matt Nichols said, I just stink. Well, yeah, you threw a 412 yesterday at Central.
Yeah.
And you come here, you're looks like the pins are a lot newer, but
Big time drop. It's 9.
yeah, looks like the pins are new than what he had to play on last night. But
John Pumphrey, the owner here at Webster Timber Lanes, also president of the Massachusetts Bowling Association. Always takes good care in the equipment. Back-to-back for Matt Nichols.
it's more than just taking care of the equipment, like I've always said. It's making sure that everything works. Make sure you're pristine. Make sure you have everything that you need to go. So I want to mention something. Last night, before I sat down with you guys, I actually watched our little end of the show from Lita last month when you and I were actually on camera.
Yeah, that was the Pro Series at the end of that last event.
Yeah.
Another 19 for Nichols, by the way, and he's got a nice plank there. Ryder luckless on this split. Buffalo's got 3 straight.
Who gave him the nickname Buffalo?
Not Paul, believe it or not.
Really?
It's a running gag that Paul Grant generates a lot of the nicknames. Ryder narrowly missing that split.
That's it.
And whoop, don't hurt it, Chris. We got a 9. So Chris Ryder, the only Canadian who's made all the stops as a convoy, including Travis Wallace, who I regret missing. I was a little too late on that. Box 4 set to begin here. We'll watch this Matt Nichols spare first, but I see we have an exciting guest. Can you hear it okay?
I can't hear him.
I can't hear him.
I'm hearing him.
Let's put the 7 fill. Let's turn your mic on. Why not?
Yeah.
Kevin.
So with us in the booth right now, we have Larry Wentworth, who is a wood crafter, but if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And he is making these fishing lures that look exactly like an actual candle pin. So Larry, you want to tell our viewers what you do and how they can get
Sure.
your lures and whatever else you sell and what you have plans for your business.
So by trade, I have a business called Big Fish Bait Company, and I make handmade wooden fishing lures. But as a candlepin bowler, I was looking for something novelty-like to hang from the rearview mirror of my Jeep, and all I could find was 10-pin, of course, which was kind of demoralizing.
Especially up here in New England. I mean, nothing against,
Right.
nothing against. I know a lot of 10-pin bowlers. Nothing against you guys, but we
Just
do
the
have a point.
demographic
Yeah.
is predominantly 10-pin, but so I decided to make some of my own, and a few people saw them and liked them, so I made a few more, and it's gaining a little traction, so people seem to like them.
And that's just word of mouth in the candlepin community between Candlepin Chat and all that. I mean, we've seen the images. They're quite beautiful, those pins you've been making.
Yeah, I make them to hang from rearview mirrors. You can hang them on your bowling bag. You can hang them pretty much any place you want. I'll be coming out with a novelty fishing lure next month, so that should be kind of fun. And I also make them as light pulls on lights and overhead fans that have chains. So they're kind of fun.
Not to interrupt you real quick,
Yeah.
Nichols has a 72.5.
That's right.
And Chris Ryder has a 54.5 after 5 bosses and one is shot by Andrew with the inverted triangle. Go ahead.
But that's about it. People seem to be liking them. Gentleman out at Harvard Lanes put in a big order for some, so people out that way in Harvard, Mass. will be able to find some of them there in a couple weeks, I think. And they're just a fun thing to make. I think people enjoy them and they want to show their own pride for their sport.
Now, I mentioned to you yesterday when you and I were conversing about making like a nice candlepin toy, which I think would be awesome for kids who want to learn the game.
So could you make it functional, I guess is the question. Right.
So it sounds like it would be pretty intricate and pretty time consuming.
Because, of course, those pins take a beating. I guess you'd have to have a completely different approach, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a rumor going around that candlepin is going to go on 2 strings, which I don't think is ever going to happen.
Let's hope not.
I can picture as a mechanic, I can just picture the mess it would make.
Yeah, we don't need that.
No, we do not. So you also said to me yesterday that you're launching a new Facebook page.
Yeah, I put a page up this morning on Facebook. It's called Candlepin Pride. So if people are interested in finding the items that I make, right now it's a private group, but they can go there and apply to be brought into the page, and they can find everything I make there. Candlepin Pride.
Okay, so all right, Greg, do you have anything else you want to add?
Sorry, I was fixing the scores as well. Just in general, considering that we're going out. Oh, you've got one right here.
Take a look at this.
Well, we'll have to show it to our folks in just a second here, but
Yeah.
You guys keep those.
So
thank you very much.
So we're going out live to a bunch of folks now. Is this still just a local only business right now, or is there a feasible online way to order? Like, is there any way?
People can message me privately through my my own messaging on Facebook.
Larry Wentworth.
Right.
Now, Greg, I'm actually holding this. This does have a little bit of weight to it. I mean, they look exactly like a regular gun.
Yeah, it's not the 2.5 pounds. Sorry, did I cut that thought off?
Nope, that's okay. And they can message me through Candlepin Pride as well.
That Facebook page as well.
Right.
And also, you can reach out to me on Candlepin Chat.
Right.
Since I am the founder and president of
Yes,
Candlepin
you
Chat. If any of our viewers want to sell stuff on Candlepin Chat, you have to get permission, which is what you did. And we'll talk and we'll go from there.
Yeah. That's
Larry,
the way to do it.
All right. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
We will have you on in the next round so that way we can.
Excellent. I look forward to it.
Larry Wentworth and Candlepin
Thanks,
Pride.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. Well, I mean,
Take that from him if you don't
yeah,
mind.
I will. That went pretty well. That's actually my first interview on the air.
That was very nice.
Yeah. So, folks, I'm going to have Greg put this in the flashing on the bottom when he has time. If you want to go into that Facebook group called Candlepin Pride to order your candlepin novelties that Larry just mentioned, you can do so. You can also
Smith got a nice strike there. Sorry.
You can also reach out on Candlepin Chat. He is on Candlepin Chat. You can also find his stuff there. I know they come in white and orange. We just so happen got the white ones. But if you look at them, they actually look like a real goblin, which is amazing.
Yeah, the dimensions are very realistic.
Yeah.
Smith hoping to double this up. He came close, I thought, to getting a 6-pin at least. Goodness.
So
It's really impressive craftsmanship, and we'll see if we can get this on camera in just a moment. But first, let's see Smith complete the strike fill here. Goes low on the wood and at least collects the 9 fill.
you finish off with a 96. That's actually a few pins higher than what he started out with.
So it's a crash, but it still represents a very good 2-string average for Smith, who had 140 in the previous. So therefore,
exactly.
233 and still 3 strings to go, this being the second to 5 strings, which I will get that up at the very least.
So, like I just mentioned, you can. He's going to be making fishing lures. If you guys are into fishing, he's going to do them for fresh and salt water. I would not want a shark chewing on this, though.
Well, don't feed it to your pet. I don't know.
But no, I mean, this is something that the game needs. We need people to really support guys like Larry who do want to sell stuff. And it's like I said.
Get more candle pins out there, like literal candle pins.
Exactly. It doesn't matter if they're the real ones that you can actually buy. Believe it or not, I'm not going to get into detail about my own business that I run, but that is also a possibility. So,
Garland Manufacturing in Saco, Maine comes to mind quickly, which are likely. I'm trying to see if I see their distinct green seals out there on the red stripes. But that's how you know it's that company.
I can tell that they're Gauntlets. Usually when a pin has been worn down, the sticker comes off.
Ah, there we are.
So,
when it's new, it has a green oval sticker bearing the mark.
Well, you know what? If I didn't rich out of my house, I probably would have bought one of mine, just so that way we could do a compare and contrast, which is what was my plan because I was rehearsing what I was going to do with Larry yesterday when I was at work. But
Ryder tried to play the junction there, but misses that 2-1 split. And a 9 for Nichols. I mean, nice 10 out of that. And then the objective is just like how exactly to grow the game. Is it getting candlepins more in the mainstream? And of course, you have Worcester Historical Museum, which is outright chronicling that, although you have to be quick. It's ending by the end of the month, so do be quick.
And I saw that you actually went to it and you actually threw a ball at those little pins that they had.
Yeah. So, yeah, the balls are just a plastic set from a 10-pin set, but the candle pins are 3D printed that they had there. Not quite the right dimensions. It's what, the cost. Of course, they were saving on cost there.
I was wondering why they looked so like 3D, like out more like broader. Because if you look at a regular candle pin that we can see and that you can see on your screen, nice done by Matt, is at a 101. Don't hurt it, Chris, but if you look at what I'm saying, I mean, you and I know what the pins look like because we see them monthly and yearly, so.
Just making sure the audio levels are set. Sorry, folks, and that should be good. They could hear us, mind you. I just wanted to make sure it was at a normal volume. Half Worcester for Nichols. Reiner's got 6. Unless that head pin tips from the rolling wood coming from behind, but instead the 4 horsemen. Greg Gouillart alongside Kevin Burns. Paul Grant also live at the moment with women's coverage. Only 3 women at the 10 a.m. shift at the moment, but more coverage on that later. Majority of them at a 12 o'clock Eastern shift, 1 p.m. Atlantic, goodness. Maybe 1 a.m. Australia. I don't think that's right either, though. Get over 4 pin, thank you.
Remind me when we have Larry on next shift. Remind me as how can people outside the U.S. can get these novelties? Because that we do have a few viewers in Australia that I do know. So we do need to. I mean,
our online commerce game is behind. I'll just say it, but
yeah.
Even with but I'm sure there's going to be some way. Look at the wood just spray this way and that for Nichols. One's starting to come back towards the 7, but if nothing else, it'll be a guide. Chris Ryder is very annoyed because he plucked out just the 3-pin on that fill.
Quarter Worcester.
Nichols has to be careful here.
A little too careful. If he goes, he went right at it. He played it on the red line.
Not a problem. That's a quintessential pro string there. 4 marks. Strikes are rare. It's a game of spares. Ryder still struggling to get through to these pins. He's got the 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. The world singles champion from the men's internationals.
Destroy Calvin Law. Calvin made a good run at it, though.
Oh, hardly destroyed. It was close to the end.
It was very, very close, but he had it going.
Yeah. Mind you, Ryder needed one pin on that last ball, but still, when it's everything on the line, there's still pressure to even just do the easiest thing. Nichols spare fill in the 10th. And he's nailed this head pin. The fill is 7, unluckily, and he's got a 126.
And that's a good place to lead the 5, 7, 10.
Yep, don't have to shoot at that one.
Nope.
We'll let the pin sweep take care of it. Mark Smith and Andy Ivanauskas score you see there. In fact, I'll see if I can get some scoreboards to fit in frame here. I'm not going to cut the audio just yet. I don't want to disconnect from you fine folks out there. Good morning or afternoon or evening to you all.
Well, whatever time you watch this.
Whenever.
So you want to try putting this on camera right now, or you want to wait?
Wait just one moment. I'm
Okay.
going to do this thing of making sure we can see all the scoreboards simply.
You know, you could actually really do make a candlepin game with these. Because just looking at them, they do look like that they're going to react fine.
Yeah, nice little trinkets there.
Yeah. We like trinkets, don't we? We're just waiting for Keith and Dean Sullivan to finish up on lane 19 and 20. Dean just made a nice shot. He's off camera.
One of my regrets is I didn't get the chance to replay a strike that Travis Wallace threw over on lane 23, but he had a big hammer that I noticed but wasn't able to save the replay for.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we have the instant replay now.
Oh, yes, we do.
Keith with a nice spare. No, actually, no, that was a 10. Dean's at a 93.
We'll do it this way around. And third string of 5 to begin. So once again, the format is 2 qualifying shifts. This is the 10 a.m. Eastern shift here in Abington, Massachusetts, and then the 12 o'clock shift to come as well. Across those shifts, I could say for the men's tournament, the top 24 men advance, top 8 men have a first round bye. And then over on the women's tournament taking place as well, it's going to be a similar format where top bowlers advance as well. Just the exact cut is uncertain. So the men and the women each have their separate Pro Series tournament. Great to have the ladies involved as ever.
Oh, nice spare by Dean. I really want to mention this, but I'm going to wait until Keith finish up this box.
I think now's a good time.
Okay. No, I was waiting to see if he made the spare because that was a shot he normally makes. Puts up to 10. I was looking at the standings. After Justin Waters and Danny Harris won the doubles event at Lita, Danny Harris overrode Josh Daly in the standings for Bowler of the Year.
So exactly right. And you can go to the Candlepin Pro Series on Facebook. I really ought to type that in the description, the Candlepin Pro Series. See if I can do that real quick for you all.
If not, we can also have Nico take care of that for us, too.
Outsource everything. Full standings at the Candlepin Pro Series on Facebook.
Well, Dean finished up with a nice 120 string.
So their tournament organizers, I think chiefly Dave Barber on the spreadsheet in particular, takes care of that. String
Wow. We have a viewer from Atlanta. And, of course, my friend Sean is watching as well.
Hello, Rocco and Sean. Hello, Michael. Good to see you. Kevin, Chuck, Zach, Nico, Steve, and Glenn.
Well, Nico.
Gil, good to see you.
Well, Nico's doing his work from home. Nico's the only one.
From Missouri or Missouri, however you want to say that.
Well, Nico's the only one on the staff that works remotely. And
Basically.
Greg, myself, Paul, Bob, Justin Scally, Steve Kelly, and if I'm missing anybody else, we live locally where we can get to every place. So that's why we are here more. So here we have Mark Smith and Freshie, who with Aaron Fontaine came in second. They lost to Justin Waters and Danny Harris at the last event. Good morning to you, Jason Murphy.
Are there any main bowlers? Freshie's got that spare.
Yes, we do have a main bowler.
You're looking at one now.
Yeah, you're looking at him right now.
Mark Smith out of Stars and Strikes.
A.K.A. Hollywood Smith.
Just put that on the stool there if you don't mind. Nice shot by Freshie, as we call him, Nick Suffalato, one of the Pro Series organizers. The other gentleman, Nate Lees, and then you've got Allie Barber, Lori Lewis. And
Oh, what a
Samantha
bomb.
Suffalato.
Let's see that again on replay.
We shall. Just as soon as we see Freshie try to do the same thing.
Freshie went a little off the head pin, took out the 2-pin. That's 4 on the spare, 14 at the 1.
And there you see it. 10 plus the next ball on the spare. Nice.
Oh, what a
Not
shot.
bad.
What a shot.
We'll replay quickly. It's Smith's strike that I had saved in there. Take a look at this.
That went that was just a bomb.
Exactly the pocket shot you're after. So a good recovery by Zuffalato. These are not head-to-head. These are just two of the many bowlers qualifying to make the top 24. The fill starts with just 3 for Smith. He's got another ball.
Rocco was born in Fall River, which is not that far away from here. Oh, 7 in the mark.
Yeah, thank you very much. Mark Smith gets 8 on that strike fill. He goes to 27.
Freshie has been in the finals, not the playoff finals, but in the
No, yeah, he was one of the finalists in the doubles, which
Yeah.
the Alien Harris won.
Well, it seemed like he's been in the finals the whole entire year.
Picks up that 3-pinner. Mark Smith gets an 8. Pulling this up here.
I just want to know who's on the bubble for the.
Yeah. By the way, also congratulations to Melissa Ritchie and Sonia Johnson, who won the women's doubles knockout. Both tournaments were at Leda Lanes, Nashua.
Okay, I don't want to get into that. The nice.
If you want to understand the situation for yourself, you can go to Leda Lane's Facebook page, and you can see a very eloquent letter on the situation there. It's a complicated, evolving situation, and I think they explain it quite well to the bowling community there. Zuffalato's got 2 8 Sorry, Kevin.
It's like I said to you off here. They're down, but they're not out. And
Right. And it's so gutting the setback they've encountered here because Leda always does their best.
And when I think to me, Leda is the face of Candlepin Bowl. Because,
Your home house, absolutely.
well, it's one of my home houses, but is,
No, but that's fair.
yeah. But when I think of Candlepin Bowling, I think of Leda because of the Sergeant Strike show. And I also think of Park Place, that too is no longer with us. But you see where I'm going with that. When I think the big shows like Stars and Stripes was Candlepin Skins and the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge that.
A mainstay. 1-2-10 converted by Smith.
I mean, I think of those houses being the hub of the game, which is why I took the news about Leda a little harder than most people would understand.
And a lot of people did, yeah.
I mean, you understood when I told you. And
I could scarcely believe it either. I mean, it's an understandable situation. We'll take a look at Smith's spare here. Notice how the wood comes screaming across. Boom, takes out the 10 just like that.
that didn't even hit the back wall at all. It just stayed on the plate and just rolled right back into the 10.
Brilliant.
Trying to do the right thing, then I'm blaming.
Dean Sullivan now on lane 21.
Dean Sullivan used to bowl out of Lear, if you remember, but he moved into academy. So Dean is
Points north, as the highway signs
Yeah.
say. Chris Ryder, the men's singles champion, lane 22 with a 5-drop.
Where is Chris Ryder in the standings for the playoffs?
Taking a look at that now. Dean Sullivan, the Dean of the Palace, 1, 3, and 9. He gets the 1, 3. Chris Ryder,
Oh, what a
unfortunately,
strike by Keith on 20.
Chris Ryder not in the playoff picture at the current moment, I fear, but it's wonderful to see him anyway come in from Canada. He decided it was the best time in his life to do this, essentially, when he just based on where he was in his life and everything.
Well,
He just thought now's the time to commit to this monthly series of events.
Well, we are running into a little bit of a problem at the playoffs. We're not going to have Paul Grant because he has other commitments.
Well, the state of Maine will be very happy to have him, and we are happy to have that opportunity to cover them as well. Even though I'll be happy to hold down the fort here. Nice 3-7 conversion with Wood for Ryder.
I think it's me and you holding down the fort while he's...
Look at this one, my goodness.
Oh, he
Sullivan
almost-
darn near went around the world and took out an Eagle Plus.
Dean is very accurate. I bowled with Dean a few times, and he is accurate. Look at this shot by Chris Ryder. Played it right on the nose. Yeah, a piece of wood comes off the wall to take out the 7-pin.
And the wood wasn't perfectly aligned, but did jump off the sidewall, so a good shot. The
Yeah,
pins are
good.
being a bit mean to him, don't you think? Look at that split, 7.
Dean Sullivan with another split. This time it's 3 and 2. The 2, the 4, the 7 on the left, 6 and 10 on the right, and another back-to-back spares. Let's see if Dean can make this one. And Dean just missed the object.
It was pretty. The wood pirouetted around to get the 4.
The playoffs, Mike, are going to be at Exeter Lanes in the beginning of April, like a few weeks before Easter. And Greg can look that up for me in a little bit. Who's on the bubble? I mean,
Dean Sullivan is in 21st place. Remember, top 24 men make it through. Danny Harris, number 1, as we mentioned, followed by Josh Daly, Aaron Fontaine, Nick Zuffalato, we see here, in a moment anyway. Justin Waters.
another split for Chris Ryder. This time it's the 2-4, the 2-4 and the 6-pin.
Justin Waters is 5th, Dave Barber 6th, Tim Jalbert 7th, and Tim Douglas 8th. Sorry, Kevin. Get over it.
Anyway, wow, 3 splits in a row. Me.
My goodness, Chris Ryder churning out the highlights here. Just expert wood play every step of the way. Diamonds are dastardly. Dean misses it to the left.
Michael, you're welcome. I'm just happy I could provide you with that information. And I believe we might have wall-to-wall coverage like we did last year for the playoffs. We really had to talk to Bob about the plan for the playoffs yet, have we?
We'll figure that out, I'm sure. Look at that. So the Sixers already on its way out, actually. So even though the spinning wood missed it, Ryder did get that piece. Can he get another lucky 7 or better? Wearing that Prosperity U shirt from his team that he captains. Just 4 on this one. I called Dean Sullivan the Dean of the Palace, one of the biggest juggernauts on the history of the show, King of the Palace, out of the former New Palace Lanes in Fitchburg, Mass.
Special shout out to Steve Bronchuk if he's watching.
Yeah. He's doing well. I think more a duck pin enthusiast these days, but still, small ballers unite, so to speak. It's the most forms of bowling are done with the small ball, so just saying. I think Texas 9-pin is the only variant that uses the 10-pin big ball. That's a
Mini bowling I don't know if you heard of this one, mini bowling also uses a candlepin type ball too. That's another form of
which
small-
form, sorry?
Mini bowling. That's actually like at
So-
those arcades.
So-
Okay, true story. When I was a kid, I used to go to Fun World in Nashua, and I used to do that bowling game that they had. They looked like duck pins, but they were on strings.
Yeah.
And I would just throw.
By the way,
and
if you
throw.
guys want to see how balls are cleared out of those underground ball returns, you're getting a good look at that. Keep going.
I hate underground ball returns because you can't.
As a mechanic, etc.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
what,
so sorry to derail your last thought.
it's okay. Oh, we had somebody from Cape Breton that just chimed in on the Facebook stream.
From the Maritimes, Nova Scotia, yes. Candlepin, the game of the Northeast in Upper New England and Eastern Canada.
All right, for those of you who are just joining us, I do want to mention that we did have a special guest on a little while ago named Larry Wentworth. He owns a company called Big Fish Bait, and he does make candlepin novelties as Mark Smith fills his spear with a 9.
63 half, great resurgence here. A lot of 60 halves here between Zuffalato and Ryder.
So if you want any more information on his products, you just launched a new Facebook page called Candlepin Pride. You can go there and you can place an order. I know Jim from Harvard Lanes is going to start selling these, and hopefully we can get this out more. And you can also find him on Candlepin Chat. You can also find him on Facebook. And a good 10 by Freshie.
Just clarified, it's a singles competition here. I see the scoreboards are squidged up there, but wanted to clarify these are not partnerships, unlike the last events at Lita. Nobody asked, just thought I'd put that out there.
I knew where you were going with that.
Smith spare fill, just 3.
So it's 3, way off target. Oh, Freshie. Wow, look at this one. So he almost converted this at Lita in the final round that you, myself, and Paul covered.
He and Aaron Fontaine made that an exciting final.
I still can't believe it was only a couple pins. I was watching it last night. I was like, there's no way. That should have ended like that.
Zuffalato may have wanted a piece of that wood en route, didn't get it. Smith will take 8 after a frustrating first 2, a good out.
And right in the face for Freshie.
We have seen so many times the cut actually was decided by 1 pin, if I recall, on the men's side.
The last event, Justin just missed getting into the knockout round by 1 pin, if you remember. He was like right there. He missed it by 1.
Yeah, Luke Marvin and Justin coaching
Oh,
on
look
the
at
wrong
that.
side of the bubble. Freshie strike.
And a spear for Hollywood. You saying mark it down.
Think we could get it both. Let's see.
That was a nice shot. Mark plays this on the inside.
Yeah, and Justin Kochi, I feel bad. He got on the interview saying, yeah, this should make the cut, but unfortunately, the two of them were just 1 pin short, 1,090 to 1,091. That's the way it goes. Smith dumps 9 on this spare again.
Well, yeah, he was covering for me because I had to do something, remember?
I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry.
When you were interviewing him.
Right.
Oh, what a shot by Mark. Played right
Almost
on the
tripped on
cap.
the wood, but there we go.
Played it right on the cap. Not where I would have gone, but oh, another nice shot for spare and strike for Freshie.
Nick won the skins competition at Boutwell's Bowling Center, Concord, New Hampshire, earlier in the Pro Series.
Oh my God, that was so much fun covering that one.
Corey Packard had a great day, high qualifier in that event. Smith, another 9 drop.
That was a lot of fun covering that one. My God, I thought I was not going to be.
And 10.
I thought I wasn't going to be able to catch my breath during the skins tournament, remember?
We will have to revamp how we cover that event. That was nauseating to cover, but a ton of fun anyway. Smith, another spare, and these are some great strings when you consider the men are very happy with any score in the 110s or 120s.
I was just happy if I can break 90 sometimes.
Well, that's you and me, kid.
Mark, leads the Four Horsemen. Good place to lead that. You don't have to worry about it, even though he just made it not that long ago.
And Zuffalato gets this 7 as it just doesn't drive through. Another ball to pick up this triangle.
I don't know where that wood is going to sit, if it's going to sit at all. He just went.
It did just.
8 on that, so 144 for Nick Zuffalato, a.k.a. Freshie.
Now over to Dean Sullivan and Chris Ryder. 3 spare half for the latter. Full standings available at the Candlepin Pro Series Facebook page. Nick Zuffalato currently in 6th place in the standings. And Mark Smith.
I think it's going for bowler of the year for this year. I think it's going to come down to Harris, what Harris does today, and what Josh Daly does today.
8 drop for Ryder, gets just the 1-3. Wrong way triangle for Sullivan. That's going to be tough to pin out.
Actually, probably not, because he does have a decent piece of wood. If he plays that on the red line, that should carry the
6, I think?
Oh, yeah.
Ryder's got this one.
And Dean never makes me wrong.
Let's see. Gets red line. That's good. Yes, it is.
Okay, is there something you want to say?
Let's see that again.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, he had to play right on the red line, which is what he does, and just piece of wood just rolls right into
He
it.
may have gotten that low, but we can. It's hard to tell from this angle. Ryder's got 8.
Oh, wood was split 5-10. Couple pieces of wood. Dean Sullivan.
85 through 6.
Dean Sullivan with a 2-1 split. Piece of wood. Not going to be a factor.
Red line. Is that going to tip? Is it going to roll? It's not.
It tipped, but it came forward rather going to the side.
Not sure he played it on quite the right spot.
He really didn't. He would had to go more to the left of the deadwood for that. Nice 10 for Chris Ryder.
And hey, that's a nice 10 out of that. I'd like to see that again personally, don't you?
Not really, but I guess we can.
Here we go.
No wood on a 3-6 on the 3-4, and that's not an easy shot to make. With the 3-4, I would like a piece of wood, but that's just me.
Quintessential Candlepin. We can only award 10 for that. What a great shot that was.
Oh, Dean Sullivan.
Whoa, that wood's going to swerve and take a 9 drop, if not 10.
I thought he was going to lead the 5-7-10 there for a second.
Ryder's so tough when the ball just has to drive through that whole cluster and unfortunately deflected left. Trivial wood. Sullivan's not going to miss that one. He's got a second spare.
And that's a 10 bucks. 105.
What I'll try to do after this is I will try and spin a camera around. Fingers crossed I can do that without making everyone dizzy, but I think we'll be able to show these keychains off in just a moment. Maybe I'll take it out of the plastic baggie. It so nicely comes in. Might make a good board game component bag once I'm done with it.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you, Larry.
Hey, you can put your little dice in it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Dean
Yeah.
Sullivan with a 9 drop.
Your
Leaves a
RPG
5.
game dice, absolutely.
Leaves a 5-pin.
Ryder's got 6-10. He's got it.
Not a problem for him.
115 and a ball.
Oh, Dean knew it. As soon as he threw it, he knew it.
And, of course, he's aiming for the pin in that situation. Sure, the guide rail wasn't really there, so you just can't rely on it. Not a question of him not knowing that, that's for sure.
You know what? In my league on Wednesday night, I actually dropped a 9 drop, and I left a 5-pin. And I'm like, who needs wood? Made it clean. Oh,
Nice.
did you get my message on Facebook about the compliment that I got?
I'll have to check that later. Got a 7 drop for Riders. Split.
How about banana split? 4, 6, 7, 10. 2 pieces of wood on the deck. 1 piece of wood will cover this. Will cover the 4 and 7. Oh, he's playing it right where he had to.
Whoa.
He's like, how did that not go?
I'm going to replay the non-spare because I thought that was a pretty good crack at that.
You can't get a better crack at that. Dean will finish off with a 9. That will put him out at 105.
Yeah, we'll try and see what happened there.
The ball goes. He played it too much on the cap on the other piece of wood.
So maybe a little more to the left on the junction, you reckon?
More on the cap. I would have played it more on the cap because look where that red line is. Yeah, he played it a little too high from the cap. So if he played it more lower, I think the 7 would have gone.
Harsh to say. It's always, I mean, it's absolutely fair to say, just the miniature variations also. He may have just missed his spot as well.
That's what I'm
That's
thinking.
the way it goes.
All right, so
Yes.
we got to do this.
I also got to do this. 4th string of 5 coming up. Capitals, please. Thank you. And then
I just love how you talk to yourself when you're doing this.
the stream of consciousness. And then,
So for those of you
just so our folks know,
who want to see what we look like, you're going to get your chance.
yep, you're welcome. All right.
You know what? You show it this string, and I'll do it the next one. As you can see, those are what the keychains look like.
There they are.
You can hang these from your mirror. You can put them on your luggage bag, whatever you need to do. I think I might put mine on my luggage.
Check your local laws if you're going to hang it on your rearview mirror. Sorry, Vermont, but hey, there you go. Nice little thing. What can I use for scale? I'm trying to think. My phone, I guess? Yeah.
Yeah, it's about, that works.
It's an iPhone 13 mini, if you must know, I guess. There you go. There's a sense of the dimensions. But there you go. That was a product Larry Wentworth was mentioning. Mentioned the fishing lures as well, Kevin.
I wish we had some of those fishing lures, but we don't, and he did not make them yet. He said he's going to start making those for the upcoming fishing season that's upon us.
Hey, banana splits happen and Casey McCool pops up. What do you know? That's what we call that's our pet name for the 4, 6, 7, 10. Not a common candlepin leave name, but there you go. String 4 beginning. That's Joey Lister you see over there on lane 21.
And Freshy's picking up right where he left off. Dropped a 9, leaves a plank. Joey Lister, phenomenal bowler. Also leaves he leaves a 4-pin. Casey, that was actually Greg. It wasn't me. You're going to get to see me the next time we show these off.
I'd like to think people can tell the difference. Lister spares to start.
Well, to be honest, you and I both have beards. And your hair's a little longer than mine, but we'll just leave it at that.
Well, we got our new website sort of soft launched, I think is fair to say, candlepinnetwork.com. Maybe one day we'll get the candlepinbowlingnetwork.com domain. I will publicly pressure for that. But for now, that's where you can find us and some information we're looking to populate in the future. Big time hit, strike.
Oh, let's see that one again, Greg.
You got it, and Zuffalato with a 9 drop. Looking to keep up the momentum from last string.
So I went to the Candlepin Bowling Network website not that long ago, and I was like, Paul's on it, but I wasn't on it. Oh, look, this.
Just pins flying everywhere on both lanes, really.
Yeah.
Lister getting that 10-pin and the 4-pin to trip.
So I actually finally got myself onto the Candlepin Bowling Network webpage because I did reach out to the guy that made it, and I said I do the stats, and I also
Good man.
work with you on the Pro Series.
I got credentials, please.
Yes, you do.
247 for Freshie. And diamond to right for Lister.
So one of the house bowls I bowled with that leader gave me a really good compliment this week.
Yes.
Oh, what a shot by Freshie.
4-7 trips through. Lister, denied that. That's the dastardly damage diamonds can do. He's got a 9 fill. And 9 box.
So a local bowler that bowls our leader in Nashua gave me a good compliment during the league. Well, towards the end of the league, actually. And he said to me, you do such a good job on working with Greg, and you have a voice for the radio.
Thank you.
And he said that about me, too.
Very nice, very nice. It's a pleasure to work with you always.
Oh, look at
5-pin will
this.
go down. And that's a strike on spare.
Big 20. In reference to the Big 20 Bowling Center up in Scarborough, Maine. Mike Walker is the owner and proprietor of that house. Oh, nice spear by Joey Lister.
I'm surprised Lister is only 22nd.
I thought he would have been up there.
But a lot of, solid finishes shows up for all the events. I think there's no big finish just yet. He's capable of making it, and of course, recently made the Atlantic Candlepin Single Store Class A final, losing only to Josh Daly at the end.
Well, we were there for that match, remember?
That was at Harvard Lanes, which Larry alluded to earlier. Just a 7 drop for him and a wrong way triangle. We've seen that a couple times.
Inverted triangle. This time is not as easy as it looks. Especially with another Big 20.
Yeah, he's high on this guy.
He was way too high.
Looks annoyed as if he felt he should have had that. Interesting. And did I miss yet another? Oh, dear. I've missed a spare altogether on Freshie's side. I'm sorry. Had a 7 fill there, so it's a 76 half. I'm so sorry. 9 box for Lister. He's got a 74 half, so 2 70 halves from what happens to be the first pair of bowlers in this first qualifying shift. Paul Grant live with women's coverage as well, concurrently on YouTube. Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. Dean Sullivan has the 2-pin rocking next to the 1.
Yeah, fireball Keith.
With the 6-7-10, most recent Candlepins for Cancer TV champion out of Riverwalk Lanes. Sullivan's got this to go to start.
Even Al Johnson reached out to me about leader closing. It's like
it's news that ripples through a bowling community instantly.
It's like, well, no, I think the reason why Al reached out was because it is my home house, and he probably wanted to know how I felt about it.
It was, as usual, it's the fact that it is sort of a third place, home and work, essentially. But where else do you go on the regular to really engage with the community as well? Your local community or the bowling community, which is wider and wider.
Well, I did find a home for the summer, though.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I'm going to Lakeside for the summer.
Very nice. Out in New Hampshire as well.
Yep. Well, I've been part of the NHCBA for so long. I just can't, pack up and go elsewhere.
Well, yeah. Why move states? Of course.
Tim
Lipke runs a great place there.
I love Tim. I loved him. The last time I bowled at Lakeside, it was with Justin in the Thanksgiving tournament. You want to know what I threw for that night?
Do we want to know?
401 for 5, and I threw a 110.
Oh, you did throw a 110. Nice.
I did.
210. Possible deadwood for Sullivan. We'll check that. Opre, routinely one of the fastest throwers in the game. A tough split, 3-1. And now they're looking back here at the Deadwood, so we get a chance.
Aaron was sending Aaron Fontaine to look at.
Lane 22, Aaron.
Oh, it wasn't good.
Yeah. As his doubles partner from the finals looks on, Nick Stuffalato.
It was like, what the? It's like,
There was a surprising amount of discussion about whether that conference there, as Fontaine was throwing that pivotal ball in the match, which he did throw a good ball after, it just got unlucky on the head pin.
well,
Does that tighten you up or loosen you up to have the bowler talk to you as you're taking that shot? I called it an extensive pep talk, I believe, on the air.
you did. And even Justin did the same thing to Danny because Danny was at a 70, was markless through 8 boxes in that final. And
It was a slow start, yeah.
it was a really and I said it at the end of the match. That wasn't Danny. And I've known Danny for so long. Hey, Casey, are you still live? Because I think you might want another banana split.
10 pin. Look at this still spilling for Keith. Goodness, 1-3 for Beaupre.
Looked like it was going to be a Cleary there for a minute.
That is to say the 4 horsemen and an inner pin. Specifically one that's 4 horsemen right at the 8 pin, for example.
Oh, he just missed it. He just missed it.
I have no idea what that gesture was, I'll be honest.
Dean just got screwed.
Yeah. On it.
Oh, by the way, I'm disappointed in you.
You always are.
No, not always. I was watching that match that we were doing with Paul, and I heard you say the word HE double hockey sticks on the air.
Is that over? I don't think that's over the line. I've been watching too much Captain Flowers League of Legends streams, I guess. That's my defense.
Okay. Okay, I guess I can buy that.
3, 7, 9, and 10 for Beaupre. I don't know. Too edgy?
For what? For Keith?
No, for me.
Yeah.
No matter. I'm not the most important thing out here today. 3, 7, 9, and 10.
Well, you and I are never important. You and Paul do most work on the network than I do. I mean, I'm only around for what? The Pro Series and the Mixed Worlds. And
Pleasure to be here when I can. I actually got asked by someone, does the Alley pay us to do this? No, we're just an independent broadcasting outfit, mostly volunteer, save for Candlepins for Cancer and all the support they've provided, because that's a charity very much invested in both helping bowling families and the bowling community and the promotion of the sport. So they're doing all of that magnificently, including $77,000 given out to families and climbing.
I actually saw that picture of Al Johnson and Paul Grant at the casino not that long ago, where we got
$6,000
another
donation.
check, where we got another check for over $6,000.
Yeah. You could phrase it one way as taking money out of the casino's pockets.
Exactly. Instead of putting it into their pocket.
Freshly got a 6-drop. I mean, you have to put it in their pocket to get it back out on the other hand, but, you know, if you can make casino gambling a responsible entertainment expense, if you can view it that way and, you know, play within your means, I think that's reasonable to say. Your mileage may vary. I hope you do what's best for you. An $8 and a 9.
Oh, boy. Looks like Paul Grant's stream is frozen.
Well, that was from a...
That was...
I assume the viewers would be flocking here
Yeah.
and telling us that.
Yeah.
I don't want to panic our fine folks out there needlessly. That's head pin. That's a 4-7 left with a nice plank in front. Lister just 4.
Okay, so here's a comment for you. Swearing on TV is a no-no. Swearing at a bowling alley is common.
I would never swear past a point, that's for sure. I don't do that. I'm very cognizant of the fact that anyone could watch. And sometimes you may overhear audio, Freshy spares.
I mean, I've slipped a few times. I slipped at the Worlds too. Remember? So,
And
but it doesn't.
so the broader issue here, wow, I thought that pin was going to go for a second there. It'll be a 9-box for Lister. It's just, who do we present it for? And I think,
Well,
do we want to, have this be an internet product, and how polished do we need it to be, as opposed to, we've sort of sidled up here with these cameras and provided an opportunity of sorts, but at the same time, it's not,
look at
especially in
this.
my case, not my space, as well. So,
Look at
even
this.
though I love the fact that we can provide this impossible angle towering over the lanes for you folks to enjoy.
Yeah, of course, YouTube isn't really TV unless you put it on your TV, like I
Yeah.
usually do. But
I also think swearing words are too censored in the United States overall, but
Uh,
that's a bigger issue.
oh,
Ball-
roadblock!
Yeah, ball deflected away there. Red line wasn't working. Lister, if you can believe it, somehow needed to be even thinner on that hit. That's
A tough feed for Freshie.
yep, so
That should have been a
eight
spin,
pins
but
persist throughout. Lister will score that at 10, wearing a Lucky Strike shirt, a recent acquisition by the team. Freshie formerly on that. He's wearing a Metro Bowl team shirt. I don't think that's the shirt they use this year in the Friday Night Pro League, but Nick,
Well,
captain of
well,
the
Freshie
team.
used to work at Metro anyway.
Right. He would know how to handle those underground ball returns like they're still fussing with over on 19 and 20, incidentally. So,
I have my opinions about him. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say.
you mentioned.
Yeah. But going back to about Lita and all that, it's like deja vu almost for me. Because remember when I had my knee done
Nice
and
shot.
Mason's got sold? That's how I feel about Lita.
Freshie makes this 2-pin spare. We'll take a look at it.
Well, good, because I
Yep.
missed it. Because I was busy yapping.
It happens. There's not much to it. It's just
Where do
driving the
you
wood
play?
through, but
You played it on the... Yeah, I mean...
just
that's-
instructive on this one. You don't play it on the red line. That's too flat. And then playing it on the right side, you play the 2-pinner almost as if the wood isn't there when in doubt. Fair to say? 126 in a ball. Nick well ahead of schedule. Got on this 3 pins. Morgan a trip in the back row. He's got the 7-pin to go.
Oh,
Lister
okay.
gets a trip, though. Joey's got the 3, 6, and 10.
You've been seeing a lot of big scores on these two wins. Oh, he's like, how did that not go?
Boy.
So a couple weeks ago, I was playing against Ari. You know Ari from the singles tour?
Leap.
Yeah.
Nice guy. I've met him, yes.
So my team was facing him a couple weeks ago, and I had that triangle that Freshie was just shooting at. Made it for a spare right in front of him, and he almost grabbed his pants.
I think we can say that word, too. I think we're going to get away with that one.
Okay.
Lister 121, Zuffalata 141, and now Beaupre and Sullivan. String 4 or 5 in the 10 a.m. qualifier, 12 a.m. to come.
You mean 12 p.m., right?
12 p.m.
You said a.m.
I certainly did. If we used 24-hour time, we wouldn't have this ambiguity, but there I go again.
Did you get home late last night from Metro?
It's tough driving out to Central Mass from East Boston, of course. That's part of the reason I was a little behind here, but that's that. That's me, and here's Dean.
I wasn't that far behind. Because when I saw Paul's message saying that he was leaving now, I looked at the time and I was like, oh, crap, I want to leave at 8.
6 into the 5. Beaupre gets the strike.
And Dean plows right through the 1-5.
Oh, no.
What?
Yep. Come on. Dean throws the ball right down the middle, and that's what he gets. We talk about candlepin bowling.
It wasn't the Spread Eagle.
It's true. But
If
Dave, you throw the ball, it's the same thing, is it not? Anyway, I'll stop. Sorry, Kevin. Couldn't resist.
Can you wait until we get a spread eagle for that, please? Oh, nice 9 drop. Fall. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Dean.
Look at this possible double. That 8-pin, for goodness sake, you are wobbling so much. But I suppose, unless someone wants to all stomp their feet at the same time.
It doesn't work.
Yes, it's too far, that old chestnut. Nice spinning spare for Sullivan. And Deadwood to check.
And it's in. I had to check a piece of Deadwood at Harvard the other night. It was about that far from the line. Big 20 for Keith. Dean made his shot. I want to see where he played this.
You see the whirling dervish there. That's left side of the line.
Oh, he actually got that piece of wood to helicopter.
Very nice. I think my biggest fear is going to chase a ball off the pin plate. I'm just going to let an employee do that one. I'm terrified of the curtain coming down on me.
You mean the sweep?
Yep. Not the curtain back there, yes.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa. Well, that's thin contact for you, I suppose, although also
way
the power
too thin. Way too. That was more power.
Off the wall, and it comes back and sort of turns the racket to Swiss cheese. You see the fills for both. Sullivan now with 2 spares. Dean's got 72 through 7. Keith has a puzzle here. He'll go right side, spins it all in. Way to turn the gears. Right side of the wood.
Let's see this one again. I know he got the piece of wood to helicopter. Yeah. That's what took out the other 2 was that helicopter.
It was incorporating that backwood. That was the key that Keith identified. And Boper's up to 91 in a ball.
You think Tom Osa would have made that shot just like how Keith did?
Oh, sure. I think he found a way. I still remember his iconic 4.7610 when he played the Junction of the Wood. That was a live show at former Pilgrim Lanes. Beaupre's fill is 6.
Plows right through it.
4 horsemen, 7 and 8. Sullivan may have played at this one, but just glances off the wood instead.
What did he do? What did he do? I mean, that's...
Played just the wood, but...
With that shot, you just want to play the object pin, which is the head pin.
Which may have been the intention. May have wanted to shade to the left side of it. Now, obviously, on the third ball, make a more prudent shot, and there's your 10.
He's like, why didn't I do that the first time? You know how many times I ask myself that question every time I miss an easy shot? Oh, what a shot by Keith.
It has to go for 10, I'm afraid, but that's worth a look.
Played it right out the sidewall. That pin did not stop. That pin just went.
Keith Beaupre was the ladder climber when he won that. So really 2 TV step ladder champions we coincidentally are looking at here. Now the 1, 2, and 9.
And Dean Sullivan with a 9-10, two players out in front. I don't like
the
that.
The 9's going to get clobbered, you'd think, but
it all depends on where he plays it. Oh, he went right around it. He played it.
Nice 1,
that's
2, 9.
That's an easy shot for Keith. Come on. Dean with a 10.
Not a trivial one, mind you. Let's take another look here.
For people who want to know, you have to play this almost full to carry the 9 pin.
He did. 117 in a ball. And his last one is a good one. 6 and 9, never mind. The fill is 8.
125. Dean Sullivan with a 100.
So it's the 5-string qualifier that decides it. Top 24 men across all 5 shifts make it through. So you'll have that 12 p.m. qualifier coming on up. Women have the same tournament as well, which Paul either is or he may not be live at the current moment since there's a few ladies in the 10 a.m. show.
Well, he's moving down. He's following all the ladies, so
that makes sense.
because we make him cover the ladies, so you and I can cover the men.
Makes sense. Wouldn't have minded if he went across multiple lanes in that case, but then again,
Well, it's easy for him to carry the tripod back and forth than it is
True.
for you and I to move. I don't know.
these cameras are somewhat mobile, but still. Take a little peek here at Nate Lees. Nate's having a good string here on 121 through 9.
Still battling those injuries too.
Yeah, there's that knee brace, of course, but still.
I kind of feel bad for my Lish Lerman, who. Oh, Alfie's actually live as well. Alfie said nice back half for Keith,
Which it was.
which was, I mean,
80 half.
yeah, almost a perfect half.
YouTube as well. Just making sure here. Great time for the live stream to cut out right as I'm saying that. Thank you. Like and follow on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. And if you go on YouTube and hit the bell icon at the very least for today so that you're notified on both the 12 p.m. qualifier and the playoff shifts to come, you'll be able to follow along as well. The pin cam's truncated on this view, but if I do that, I know. I'll do this.
And you might want to rotate back.
And, oh, that's easy. Yoink.
I love how you do the sound effects.
Every pan, tilt, and zoom, I am all over the onomatopoeia. I'll try not to be like Emerald Lagasse, but that's another matter.
You do that in cooking like I do, okay? You don't do that in
Bit of a callback reference at this point. Kind of stunned Hell's Kitchen is still a show by this point.
Oh, that's a good show. I actually watched the Head Chef's version this year, and it was like one person I thought that was going to win ended up making third. All right, so we have Joey Lister, and we believe
That's Chris McDonough, frequent substitute for Team Hingham.
yeah, with Craig Holbrook recovering from rotator cuff surgery and Bob Wick being out for the rest of the year.
Crushes 8 on this one. Wait. Got this backwards here for some reason. There we go. That's it. Oh, the two-pinner shut down.
Well, it's not a cherry.
Four Horsemen gets to go eventually. That was a running gag at Central Park Lanes last night, where the Four Horsemen just seemed as though the corner pin was perpetually glued down.
Always the way. So, Joey Lister is in what place right now?
Lister is currently in 22nd place. Plenty of time to move up the standings right here.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to get into the top 8. It all depends on what kind of run he makes, too.
So the top qualifier and the top finish, which remember, Danny Harris was both at Leda Lane. So he got the full complement of 550 points. What a nice shot by Lister for the spare. We'll take a look at that. And a nice 510. Oh, geez. Which replay am I going to get? Let's see.
I get both.
Neither? Really? Is that what you're telling me?
Yep.
Unbelievable. I guess I hit the button too soon, but that's a shame. I rushed. The replay function's a bit cranky. If you rush it, it gets so annoying. I'm very sad about that, though. Anyway, I've said that a few times. McDonough's strike. I will press the button and pray that it actually worked this time.
Can somebody come down here and give Greg a choo-choo because he's almost in tears for missing that replay?
It's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. Nicely pinned by Joey. That's 10. And, yep, my replay buffer is busted. So, let's see here. All
right, so while Greg tries to fix the replay, Joey Lister In the pocket, drops them all. Oh, there you go, Greg. There's an eagle.
Yep. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Trying to work out of this eagle. Sullivan almost did go all the way around.
And Chris just goes right through the middle.
The void calls. Gonna
Oh, look
grab
at
some
this.
six.
Look at
Very
this.
good out. Not bad for getting neither of the front pins. Tough one on the strike, and I am done trying with that. Oh, well. I'll have to workshop that. At least I'll have time during the warm-ups later, and I'm just going to abandon that for this shift. Very sorry, folks. Lister denied a double by the 6-pin. McDonough, 7-pin.
Have you been following the Red Sox at all this spring training?
Not extensively. I've got an inside scoop on, well, not the inside scoop, but a nice spare McDonough on a lot of the Patriots deals. But I confess I'm not much of a football buff, but I'll try and follow along the best I can.
I'm not a football fan, but
I went to that miserable game where the Chargers and the Patriots had it was a 6-0 snooze fest at Gillette Stadium in the rain. So that's my one experience at Gillette Stadium, and I hadn't actually been to a game during the dynasty the whole time. So that's the Patriots I got to see. Keith Beaupre.
well, the Red Sox are named their opening day starter today.
Yep.
And I'll give you one. Guess who it is?
Go on.
Crochet that they got from the White Sox.
Ah.
In today's game, spring training game, guess who's pitching for the Atlanta Braves? Chris Sale.
Ah. Well, we'll see. Hopefully the White Sox aren't shipping damaged goods. Hey. 2018. We'll always be thankful for that. Anyway, pins mix out for Beaupre. No head pin. Lees.
Well, here on Candlepin Bowling Network, we are just strictly Candlepin, but come on, sometimes we got to fill in on the other sports in the Boston area.
Every now and again.
I'm sorry to say. I mean, come on, you're working with the first sports fanatic. I'm not just a bowler. You know that. Oh,
9 box and 10 in this final string of 5. Top 24 men advance.
this might be a bold prediction, but I'm going to say it anyway. I have a good feeling on who might be in the finals today.
Go on.
Josh Daly and Danny Harris going head-to-head for first place in the standings.
That would be epic. Nice 5-pin conversion by Beaupre. And the 2-pinner made by Lees. Nate seems to be getting stronger the more I see of him. Also, one of the you see that high five. Lees is always the first to congratulate another bowler, and this actually happened also when Cody 50 in the ACST just shellacked him with, I believe, a career high 5 for Cody 50, north of 650 if I recall correctly. And Nate was the first to congratulate him. Hold on. We'll see if anyone else having audio issues. I usually wait for a second person to corroborate that. 7, 8, and 10 for Beaupre. Boy.
Oh, just miss.
I'm also going to check my connection. Connection's good as well. Good. 7 on that, Phil. Lee's
a head pin. Actually, I think the head pin would have been taken out because you had a piece of wood rolling towards it, and another piece of wood just stopped it. Dead in its tracks.
got snagged up on it.
Yeah.
10 and a 9, you see. Beaupre at 36 through 3. Nate Lees 34 through 3. Nate, one of the Pro Series co-organizers, along with Lori Lewis, the Zuffalatos, and the Barbers. You may have heard Nick Zuffalato yell just now.
And guess who just walked in?
6-pin tip strike for Beaupre.
Guess who just walked in? Hall of Famer Craig Colebrook.
Injured at present, but Why do we have a feeling we haven't seen the last of him? Just a hunch. Lee's, the 7-pin stays standing.
I wonder if he's
Trips on the wood, 9. At 43 through 4. Craig Holbrook battling shoulder issues.
You're lagging behind the play. I don't know.
Beaupre spread eagle. If the audio's out of sync, it's possible there was a connection issue earlier, I'm wondering.
Probably, but I won't know until I watch it.
There was an audio blip. There is that. I hate to encumber people. Sometimes refreshing should work, but we'll see there. I also do have – I'm not always on top of it as well. I like to let the moment breathe a bit, but it could be that. If the sound is outright out of sync, though, boom. And there's the pins, and Beaupre only gets the 3 for a 9 fill.
No, it was a 6 fill, $9.
Now I'm behind. Curses. Sorry, I got my attention drawn by this. 52 half, 61 half. You see it there. And McDonough with a 61 and a ball half. Thank you, Ronald. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you so much, Jordan Britton and Corey Alisi, for watching along as well. Candlepin Corner, our good friends over there. Co-streamers of the World's Finals with us, among many other great shows.
And a special congratulations to Corey Alisi and his wife for having a baby girl this week.
Yes, which is why Corey, quite obviously, couldn't bowl today.
Yep.
Congratulations to them both. You can watch the all-new Candlepin Skins, or Skins as it's titled. Nice shot, 7-9 for Lister over on Candlepin Corner.
Take a look what Candlepin Corner just said.
Thank you.
We hadn't done station ID yet.
And there's the 8 box. Taking a look at the standings here. Chris McDonough in the Pro Series, not in the playoff picture at the current moment. Nate Lees, of course, has been battling the injuries, I believe, say the same. That's right. This is the last event of the year. Top bowler in Pro Series points, 7 and another for Lister.
The man of the hour who just walked in did post on Candlepin Chat.
You'll have to share that with me in just a second here. And McDonough picks the stick for the 10 box. What did he say? Can you share much of that?
Okay. Walk up song shoulder update. New walk up song. Rubber Band Man by the Spinners. Listen to it. It will crack you up.
Just a second. We know Craig strings some thoughts together, so we'll have to. He uses ellipses as punctuation, but I love his style. I mean that.
Oh, yeah.
Just the 1-9 for Lister.
I mean, he's been talking like this since the day I met him. So, Rubber Band Man by the Spinners. Listen to it. It will crack you up. Why? At physical therapy, all during my exercises, my shoulder is making elastic band sounds loud enough to hear in a quiet room. So watch out when I do. So watch out when I do come back. I might be throwing balls all over the place when the rubber bands snap back.
Fatang, it's into lane 23, I suppose. That's what he's fearing.
Yeah.
Lister is actually on 108, with that 7 fill. That's the official score. He has the 4 horsemen left. McDonough spare fill is on the 2-pin, 5.
4 horsemen plus the 7-pin piece of wood. Not going to really help you out with the 7, unfortunately.
Nicely done on the 4 horsemen for Lister.
Yeah, he just throw the wood straight back.
Good string cooking.
couple good strings cooking here. I mean, Keith with a 61.5.
Chris needs sticks, and he got them all for 10.
Kind of like Harry Rowan Gardner, Rookie of the Year. That's a, you know what? Now that he said that, that's actually, that does remind me of that.
I don't know that
of that
reference. I want to get to that question as well. Lister dumps at $20. So, which brings a question. What's a good score in Candlepin? Well, for the guys, they generally averages of the 110s or superior 120s, rarely 130 is a good average to have.
Casey McGrew with Kaboom.
So any string over that is a delight for them. And for the women, about 100s to 110s, similarly. And the rare 120.
All right, I'm going to mention this one more time on this stream, but I will have Larry come back in the second string for those of you who are just joining in. Lister with a 7 drop. I'm going to wait until Lister finishes.
Last ball on the strike fill is 9.
Okay. So earlier in the broadcast, we had Larry Wentworth on the air, and he does woodworking, and his company is called Big Fish Big Company. He just started making candlepin novelties. He makes fishing lures. He does these keychains, and you can find his new Facebook page called Candlepin Pride on Facebook.
Candlepin Pride.
You can also find him on Facebook, Candlepin Chat, and if you, in the near future, would like to sell some candlepin novelties, you have to reach out to either myself or, well...
Sorry to interrupt. Lee's just got that strike there. 9-pin tipped over. There's a spare for Beaupre.
You're going to have to do what Larry did. He reached out to me. He got the okay for me to sell novelties through Candlepin Chat. Please help him out. He's a local guy. And, I mean, he has more stuff coming out, especially a Candlepin ball opener coming out soon as well.
Oh, so you have a little metal clip there.
Yeah.
I think one of my... That's great of Larry. I think my favorite candlepin use for a candlepin other than as a bowling pin is the Tasting Flight, what is it, 8 fill and a spare here for Beaupre.
Oh, look at this shot by Nate.
But I'm talking about Brighton Flatbread Company, or maybe called something else by now, where they actually they flatten an edge of the candlepin so it doesn't roll, of course.
Yeah.
And then they just hollow out 4 holes of it, and that's how you get your 4 tasters.
So, I mean, you and I show these on the air. We'll show them during the next stream.
We may
get
a chance, yeah. This is the last string, but we may keep it on a little extra for that.
Yeah. But these things are really, really cool looking. I mean, Greg actually put it up last string, so, I mean, I guess it's going to be my turn, but yeah, I mean.
Whoa, 10-pin denied, sorry.
But these are really, really cool looking, so you can get these for your mirror in your car, depending on your state laws and stuff like that, so.
Beaupre will stick with a 9 box in that one, and Lee's with an 8. Sorry, lagging behind the fills here, folks. I'm very sorry. Trying to follow along with everything. 8 box and a 9 you see there. Keith Beaupre.
I just
One
want
strike and 3 spares, nice and standard.
I just want to know this guy who said they don't have any candlepin centers around him, and he's been looking. I just want to know where you're from. Maybe I can help you out because I know where pretty much every.
So you'd want to know what state?
Yeah.
Strike by Lee's.
Because
second.
Because I know where 90% of them are. I've been to most of them anyway.
You know your way around.
Well, this is actually my first time in this actual house.
Beaupre denied here, didn't go on the red line.
So this is
well, you
okay. So you
never been to Webster?
No, I never.
Welcome. Wonderful. The lanes go up to 24, but 1 and 2 were taken out for arcade space, if I recall correctly.
All right, so he's from Minnesota. Unfortunately, Minnesota does not have any candlepin houses that I'm aware of, but I know there's one in Wyoming, and I know there's the closest one you can probably go to is Apex and Albany, New York.
Yeah, so we're still pretty confined to the Northeast here, all told, for the time being. Until someone really makes a good candlepin pin setting solution, I think growth is stalled at the current moment.
Oh, yeah,
But there might be ways to implement candlepins in other ways. And actually, I was talking with the very owner of Webster Timber Lanes, John Pumphrey, about ways to do that. Maybe you could just have, it wouldn't be like proper, professional candlepin, but you could just have the pins and maybe a simpler setup. Maybe you wouldn't have the bowling shoes required, for example.
Do you remember Steve Miller, my old partner for the Easter Classic?
Yeah, rest his soul. I remember. I never met the gentleman, but I know he always showed up to the Easter Classic, for example.
He actually bought a set of 10 pins, 10 actual candle pins, and brought them to his home house in Chicago.
That's right.
And they had pin setters where they just where you just set them up yourself. No actual pin setters.
Yeah, wait, handset used to be the way. We should start wrapping this stream up here, but stay tuned, folks. Remember to especially subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube. That's the best way to follow along here. Do we want to do the shtick with the pins one more time?
Yeah.
See if we can do that here. Am I here?
You might want to.
If I tilt this down.
Yeah,
There we go. Hi. There
That's
we go.
great. All right, and these are what the novelties look like that Larry Walker is making.
Yeah, a little keychain there. So, just one of his many creations, Larry Wentworth and Candlepin Pride. You can check that out on Facebook for products like that. That's probably the best way if you want to acquire something like this little keychain. You could hang either legally or illegally on your windshield, rear view mirror. Check your local laws on that.
Okay, real quick, Greg, I'm going to mention this because Nicole did give me some stats. Brittany Underwood went 487, Allie went 473, and Karen went 464.
Karen Dume, I assume that is 464. So, yeah, I thought so, Eric. Wyoming Civic Center in Ohio. That's absolutely right. So,
all right, we'll clear up all this stuff in the next stream.
Yeah. No, honestly, I love the fact checks. Anyway, let's wrap this stream up. Thank you very much for watching this first initial presentation. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in just a moment. So long for now.